What's up, guys? It is Sam here, and I've got another wholesaling update from South Carolina. So, with that being said, we're going to touch some of the accomplishments this week, but really the biggest accomplishment for me has just been taking action to move forward every single day. I'm sitting here at the Tesla supercharger, and I wanted to talk about what some of those things were. If this is your first time here, what's good? My name is Sam, and for those of you who are returning, it is good to freaking see you. Okay, let's get into it. I came from Massachusetts, went up to New York, to Ohio, to Dulles in Virginia, and then to South Carolina. And when I got down here, the Thursday, the 20th of February, that night or the following morning, I decided that I was going to do wholesaling, real estate wholesaling. And the easiest way that I knew of to get started was driving for dollars. So I started driving for dollars. And what that is, quickly for those of you who don't know, is just finding shitty fucking properties in terms of the condition of the property, not necessarily shitty properties, but just properties that where there might be issues with the property, and then they might have the owner of the property might have a higher propensity to sell instead of actually doing the repairs on the property. So you just fucking ask them, right? I got one contract, which is amazing. I got one contract in week one. I would love to be able to try to get 3 this week. So I've updated my objective in terms of the total quantity of leads that I want to get in there. Another thing that I got done this week is I filed with the IRS for the EIN, which is basically a social security number for a business. And I filed the paperwork for the South Carolina LLC. You got a registered agent and all that stuff. And then I found a gentleman on Fiverr for doing skip tracing, and it's 5 cents per person per address. So I tested him out with 10 for free, he said, and then I got another 100 of them done from him, because the batch size that he'll do is 100 up to like 1,000 or 10,000. I think it's up to 1,000. And those are all in, so I've already called about 4 or 5 of those. So what that entails is, skip tracing is basically just using public data and pulling people's phone numbers and or email addresses and mailing addresses, because the mailing address is not always the same as the property address, a decent number of times, depending on which properties you're looking at, which area you're focusing on. And so what I have put together is so some might have 4 phone numbers, some of them might have 1 phone number, some of them might have 3 email addresses, some of them might have none email addresses. So call every single phone number, and then you can tell which ones are mobile and which ones are landline. At least that's how the data is coming in, although I should probably test it out. Is call every single phone number, leave a message if possible, and then text them and just be like, hey, what's going on? I just called you. I left a message. I'm interested in buying the property at blah, blah, blah. And see about getting responses. Then do a email to the person or email address that you have to see if they're interested. The next step this coming week is going to be trying to find the people on social in some capacity, and then reaching out through social to see if they are interested in actually selling their property. So tonight I will actually be going through, this is a Saturday night, I think today is February 29th, 2020, so it's about 8:30. I'm at the charger here, obviously, and when I get home, I have those 100, plus like the 5 or so that haven't been contacted, and I'll be reaching out to email. It's Saturday night, so I'm probably not going to be calling today. I'll probably actually be calling all 105 on Monday. Also, another lead came in, so I've got 3 people that I'm following up with currently, and 1 under contract. So the house that's under contract, literally no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I've got paperwork and filled it out, and yeah, you just sign here, and this is for this, and blah, blah, blah. No idea what the fuck I'm doing. So Monday, I will be looking for a title escrow company to do the transaction. And I found 2 real estate meetups to attend this following week. So I'll be attending those 2 meetups to network and see about potentially finding more cash buyers, and or just talking to somebody else who is doing wholesaling who can point me in the right direction to understand what the fuck I'm actually doing. Because the solution to any question that you might have in your mind is taking action, or doubt in yourself is just taking action. And even if you don't have the full picture or the answer, if you just go through and take action, that gives you the answer. So I know I'll figure it out, and it's going to come from a good, genuine spot in me. So I'll just keep doing that, and I'll figure it out as I go along. So I've got the 3 leads I'm following up. I also started tracking the leads that are coming in. So if you guys do wholesaling, let me know what your thoughts are in terms of actually just doing a campaign across the entire area where just flyers on every single door. I did this for a landscaping company that I own in Florida, and it works tremendously well in terms of feedback and the cost that it takes to do that. But that wouldn't say is super scalable, but I just want deals and to start putting the people in place and the systems and things in place so that I can scale it one step at a time. But I need it to grow substantially larger so that I have the deals coming in, so I can put people in places to do the cold calling, to take some of that load off and do some of these other things. Set up another marketing channel that is going to drive in some type of generational the leads, because I have 1, right, and I've got potentially 2. If you think of driving for dollars, and then you think of a referral because somebody sees their shit and they're like, hey, I got this fucking thing, and they tell their friend or something about it who is interested, right? So you potentially have 2, but like 1 is you can't ramp up referrals necessarily unless you're getting in contact with people and you're specifically asking, right? That's the action I could take. I can't tell other people. I mean, I can change the marketing to try to promote it, but it's not some like direct action that I can take to increase the activity in terms of the generating the leads that are coming in. So this coming week, I'm going to be focusing on the tax delinquencies in the county I'm in. So I found the list of them. I'm not sure what to do or how to, if I have to like hand take everything out. So on Monday, well, probably tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to be looking more into figuring out how to do that. A lot of the properties held in LLCs, so there might be an additional step. So what if you buy a property with an LLC, then when you look at the public records, you see the LLC, and the LLC doesn't necessarily have to put down all the information. You can have a registered agent to the LLC, which is not the owner of an LLC. So at least in South Carolina. So the next step is to try to look up the LLC to see if you can find more information on the LLC. But I believe a trust can actually have an LLC. So this way you can hide your identity if you want to do that. If a trust opens up an LLC inside of the trust, then when you check the LLC, it comes back to the trust, and then the trust is other information that you can't get. So I'm not sure what the steps involved with that are, but after I'm done charging here, I will be going to the store and picking up some index. Oh, actually, this is kind of cool. So there's an app out there. There's a couple apps out there that are called like Deal Machine, and some other app where you essentially, I don't have it yet, but it's $50 a month, and you take a picture of the property in the app, and then it skips traces in the app, and then like you can send like a postcard with the picture you just took on there. So it got me thinking, and I don't know how much that costs, but something like this, as you can see, the actual property with the Y is not there, but check that out. So I just did this. You do this off from your phone. It essentially sounds like something similar to what they are doing. Very labor intensive, very cumbersome, but it does only take about 1.5 to 2 minutes to do. And you essentially just like snap a picture, and then through I use Google Photos. So then you pull up. So there's the picture that I just took, right, of the camera. You swipe up in here and you go to order photo and you go to print photo. Once you are in here, it comes up like this and you can edit it. So you press more edits when it comes up, and then right over here at the bottom, the little squiggly line, you can press that, and then this allows you to draw on the photo or do something else. You can also put text on the photo through over here, and that is essentially what I did to create this. So now the back is essentially blank, and I can use this as the postcard, and that way it is potentially way more authentic, I would say, especially because it's misspelled, because the Y is missing off the edge here, so you got to pay attention to that. But I think I'm gonna potentially implement something like this, but more thoughtful in terms of the execution of how to do something like this in a way that's maybe if I could do a batch of a bunch of them at a time, but still, if you're doing several hundred, it's gonna be a bunch of work. But it is what it is, and I'll do whatever I need to do to get this taken care of. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to follow along, because we got some interesting stuff coming along. I crossed over 200 total leads for driving for dollars, and my objective for next Friday is to get to over 1,400. So 1,400, if I use the tax list, is going to be easily accomplished, but I'm not sure how to utilize the tax list, and if I have to just like manually copy everything over, I'll be reaching out to the city this coming week and see what information I will actually be able to get from them. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to follow along. I'm going to be doing update videos as I make progress, so press that subscribe button and that little bell notification so you can get notified every time I post a video, and we'll see if I can get to 20 contracts in the month of April. That is my objective, is to get to 20 contracts in the month of April. So if you figure that most of them are going to be a 30-day closing, that means in the month of March I need a tremendous amount of contracts, right, to be able to be written to close in April. So if you do the math on that, if I get one sale for every 400 leads that come in through driving for dollars, which is what somebody who's in the industry who does it, he said those are his numbers. So if I would say that it's 1 out of 400, and I want 20 contracts, so you say 20 times 400 is 8,000. So I need 8,000 leads in the month of March to be able to have 20 contracts for the month of April. So I need to think differently about what I'm doing, because if I'm just driving for dollars, that's going to be a fucking stupid amount of driving for dollars. I need to have another system where I can dial things up and leverage my time to increase the amount and quantity of leads that are coming in. So I can leverage a system, leverage other people's time to increase the amount of leads that are coming in and the total amount of work that is going to be done. I appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.